let me ask you something, and be honest. If you're an HVAC owner, does this question hit a little too close to home? You probably started your business to build something for yourself, right? To be your own boss. But somewhere along the way, did it start to feel like the business owns you? Okay, let's dive into this, because I promise you are not alone in feeling that way, and there's a very real reason why it happens.
You know, it usually starts with this nagging feeling, this sense that money's just slipping through the cracks. But how much are we really talking about? Well, when you look at the industry data, it could be a shocking amount. It's like a slow leak that over time turns into a flood.
Just let that number sink in for a second. $5,000. And listen, that's not what you might be losing a month or a year. For a lot of businesses, that's potential revenue that is just gone every single week.
So where in the world does a number like that even come from? Well, it's not from some single catastrophic failure. It's actually the result of all those small, everyday inefficiencies. Industry research is pretty clear. If bad dispatching causes each of your trucks to miss just 2 service calls a day, you're looking at up to $5,000 in lost revenue every single week.
And this, right here, this quote just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly captures the reality for so many owners. I mean, you started out with a system, maybe it was sticky notes in your gut, that worked great for one truck. But now, with multiple texts and dozens of calls, that same system is just cracking under the pressure. So, let's pull back the curtain on what this chaos is actually costing you, because it's way more than just feeling stressed out. It has a direct, measurable cost that hits your bottom line every single day.
And what's really wild is how these things are all connected. They just feed into each other. You see wasted drive time, which can eat up a quarter of a tech's day. That's usually happening because of bad scheduling. That whole parts chase? Oh man, that's just a direct result of poor communication. And then there's the paperwork bottleneck. It's like the final punch, right? It just delays the cash flow you desperately need. It really is a vicious cycle.
Now, the financial cost is huge, for sure, but honestly, it's only half the story. The other cost, the one you take home with you every night, is the personal toll it takes. This isn't just about business anymore. It's about your life. You know, researchers actually have a name for what you're feeling. It's called decision fatigue. It's that constant, relentless stream of choices you have to make. Which tech for this job? Is this a warranty call? Can we squeeze in this emergency? It just wears you down, and by the end of the day, your ability to make good, strategic decisions for your own business is completely shot.
And let's be real about all the hats you're wearing. First and foremost, you're the air traffic controller, right? Juggling schedules, tech locations, and last-minute emergencies.
Then, you have to switch hats and become the HR manager. You're dealing with technician issues, sick calls, and just making sure everyone has what they need to even do their job.
And on top of all that, you're also the crisis negotiator. You're the one handling that inevitable customer complaint or the last-minute cancellation that throws the entire day into chaos. Honestly, it's exhausting just thinking about it, let alone living it day in and day out.
So, the big question is, how do you break the cycle? Well, there's a model designed to do exactly that, and it doesn't involve the cost of a new office or hiring more people in-house. It's this idea of a remote operations hub. Basically, a centralized command center for your business, run by expert virtual assistants. This slide really shows the before and after. On the left is probably where you are now. That daily chaos, the missed calls, feeling totally overloaded, and just watching that revenue leak away. But on the right, that's what happens when you have dedicated virtual assistant support managing the core of your operations. It's a huge shift from just reactively putting out fires to proactively building predictable growth. So how does this actually work? It's not about just handing over the keys and hoping for the best. No, it's a really structured process. First, these expert virtual assistants integrate right into the systems you already use. Then, they take over that complicated puzzle of scheduling and dispatching. They handle all those crucial customer touchpoints, from booking the call to the follow-up. And all of that frees you up to do the one thing only you can do: steer the ship and focus on the big picture. Okay, so this all sounds good in theory, but does it actually work in the real world? The answer is yes. Let's look at some results from businesses who've made this switch and see the kind of impact it had.
And we're not talking about some giant national chains here. These are independent HVAC companies, just like yours, run by owners who just decided to trade that chaos for control.
So take this owner in Phoenix. For them, peak season used to mean total burnout and having to turn away calls. But by optimizing their dispatch with virtual support, they didn't just survive this summer surge, they completed 50% more jobs per technician. they turn their most stressful time into their most profitable time.
Or look at this. For an owner down in Miami, smarter routing didn't just cut their fuel costs by a fifth, which is a huge saving by itself. The biggest thing, it gave them their personal time back. I mean, what is that worth to you? This is that shift from the business running you to you running your life again.
And one more, from an owner in Chicago. By having a team dedicated to proactively communicating with customers, they eliminated the #1 reason people leave negative reviews. Where is my technician? The result? Happier customers, a much stronger reputation, and a powerful marketing engine just humming along, driven by great reviews.
So when you put all this together, what does it add up to? It's a fundamental change in how your business operates, and more importantly, how it feels to own it. It's about moving from that state of constant stress to a state of confident control.
This slide right here, this is the end game. We're talking about predictable cash flow because invoices actually go out on time, happier techs who aren't zigzagging all over town, and happier customers who feel taken care of. A higher business valuation because buyers pay a premium for stable, well-run operations. And maybe most importantly, your time. It becomes yours again.
And really, it all comes down to this question. You can choose to keep going with the sticky notes and the gut feelings. That's a choice. But building a systematic, scalable, and way less stressful business, well, that's a choice too.
If you're ready to even just explore what that future could look like, the next step is super simple. Just reach out to Virtual Nexgen Solutions. Find out how a dedicated virtual assistant service can help you finally get back in the driver's seat of your business and of your life.